Hi everyone and welcome to this new channel. My name is Natoji and today we are reviewing the first tier list for the Colosseum for the unique heroes following the past 2 days where they are really a meta shift following the past Korean updates. And there are plenty of questions. Is Marina retired? Is the future princess too hyped? And also this tier list is considering this last Korean update and yesterday the announcement of this balance, the improved party buff, which concerned the party buffer for the attack percent and also the critical chance buffer. And as usual, if you like that video, please feel free to smash that button and turn on your notification and subscribe if you are new to the channel. We are close to 500 subscribers, it will be very encouraging. And this tier list Colosseum is following the Korean updates and November 2020. This is based on my personal observation, personal opinion, and the ongoing meta trends. It's not only based on the individual stats and skills, but it includes also the versatility of use, the team synergy each hero brings to your party, and the current meta. For this tier list ranking system, there will be 4 categories. The first one, the gods, the predominant heroes. Those are the cornerstones. You can find them as a key foundation in every team. After they are the champions, the solid heroes who offer the best counters and skill set in the current meta. Also, the contenders, the up-raising heroes were able to clinch in some niche teams. And finally, the forgotten, the heroes who currently do not fit enough to make any change really. And we will start with the bottom category, the forgotten. If there is any mistake please feel free to drop it in the comment section below, as well as your own opinion and observation on the current meta. So let's get started. We will go with Lapis. Aside of the party buff for the light attack, she doesn't bring really anything to the team. She's pretty solo-minded. Also, a weird and really restricted mobility and attack directional really doesn't make the cut currently in Colosseum. After, and that hurt my feeling because this is the goddess, but Plead Vice, same. She offered too little sustain and damage, to be honest. She has a weapon, 25% DPS and 1% HP, but by a certain chance, so pretty random here. And finally, that's gonna hurt few people, but Aleph here also as well is too niche and not consistent. He has also a weapon, 40% chance of DPS, and overall there are just some better Earth heroes in the meta to use currently right now, so he's not the better option at the moment. Doesn't mean that they are bad heroes, of course, but in the Colosseum right now, like for Vishu, they are better HP party buffer, and she has also this weapon, 30% chance to deal damage, and overall we will see there are other heroes on the fire than does the deal. Same for Eugene, she's very niche. She is a fantastic attack burster, but most of her skill just resolve around herself. Also, a party buff melee attack is actually pretty interesting because future princess range attack deal melee, but this is not the best synergy currently in the meta to put Eugene aside of future princess. They are much better choice in terms of team synergy. Let's move on to the contenders. Those heroes, you must have seen them before, and because of the ongoing balance for the critical buff percent, for example, or the training room, which allow player to try out some new stuff, there will be Lupina. She's a fantastic critical buffer, she's dark, she's a melee, can deal some range damage, and some pretty decent one. She has a very nice burst. Although also she's a good counter potentially to Nari, but there is a point. She's pretty solo-minded, and we will see just after that, there are some critical buffer that are making a good comeback in the Colosseum right now. Next is Lan. She has an elemental advantage over the future princess. She's a very decent healer. She can deal some decent damage as well. The issue is her weapon and the behavior in the Colosseum, which is not very consistent. She has a certain chance to increase her DPS by 20% and also to decrease melee damage by 20%. Now it's the turn for the selfish Arabelle, the glass cannon of the game. She's all about herself. Her selfish 40% dark attack party buff. She increased her critical chance by 20% on it, but still you can see on the top 100 all across the servers. Some players are still playing her because she can just melt people, and also she can for the Nari counter be very useful and niche, but maybe too niche right now to really get into those big team composition where synergy is a must and she's more of a solo type of hero. The last contender on the list is Idol Captain Eva. She's a bit on the squishy side on the paper at first, but she's a fantastic addition in a Nari team, and for few reasons. The first one, of course, is the party buff, 40% plus for the basic attacks. The second one is every single of her support are based on buff and no debuff to the enemies. So she can increase party attack percent by 30%, restore party HP by 5%, and increase defense by 30% just with the skills. Also, Angel Voice, her staff, is able to increase the party member attack by 30% for 5 seconds. Is she the best healer in the game? No, there are Mia out there. And this is the reason why. Because Mia can cancel negative effect, can cancel debuff. But as a support, Captain Eva here does a very good job because she just provides buff. And so for the Nari team, it is going to become a very nice alternative in the meta. Now I feel bad. This is the champion section and a different one. This is the one slightly on the retirement scheme, unfortunately. And this is going to hurt me a little bit. But this is just what is happening. So let's start with the first one, and this is Marina. So she is the highest tank here in that game. We all know about it. She can pull, she can tense. She have also this defense increase for herself and also this water shield by 20% for the party members. She's still amazing, of course. This doesn't mean that she is not great. She's fantastic. But the reality is, if you look now as an HP party buff, there are other options like the Future Princess we will see later on and many others, and it just doesn't match anymore. Ogma already took a big piece of a cake, so unfortunately she's still fantastic but not up there anymore in the meta. And I'm gonna go a little bit more deep into the sadness with Tinia. Both of them really carry me early on in the game. Up to now, Tinia remained level 67, bring me every time within the top 150 players on Asia's server. She is still amazing. She's a Colosseum veteran, guys. She's amazing range. The Desert Arrow can decrease defense up to 20%. And the Chain skill can go up to 600% DPS. Also, when using Desert Arrow, she increased attack speed by 30% and decreased damage by 50%. Overall, she's still an amazing unit, but because Nari came out and they have kind of similar kit, except one difference aside of the elements is Nari can boost up the critical chance by 10% of the party member. And also she's a fantastic attack burster. She has a really slightly higher stats in terms of attack percent. So this is why step by step, Tinia is still there, but currently right now you are going to see her less and less until a certain moment, because we will speak about the meta shift. So this is really just right now. Marina is clearly on the retirement scheme since Ogma, but Tinia is just on the start of this new trend. But we are going to see, and I do believe she will come back a little bit more stronger in the upcoming weeks. Let's climb up to the top with the champions. The solid champions, the one that are predominant within the top 100, top 1000 players on any server right now. And we will start by someone we are very familiar with. This is Nari. So I won't spend too much time, we just spoke about it in comparison to Tinia, but of course she's a glass cannon on the paper, but she can increase her own defense up to 8 times. Also, she has that nice range attack party buff to couple with Barry. It's amazing. And most importantly, she brings that little additional 10% crit chance for your party for 10 seconds. And this is why she's just everywhere. You have also here Barry, of course. Barry remained the highest DPS, a wonderful universal skill attack party buff for anyone. Also, the Rose Grab, it's AoE reducing Earth type resistance by 30%. So she's doing an amazing amount of damage in the Colosseum on top of boosting everyone. And this is why I believe Tinia We will see her a little bit later. And finally, this is my fab. This is Ogma. Ogma was a real game changer, hands down. Ogma can take a huge amount of punishment, and he brought some brand new skills to the game. Everything is all about his defense. Everything is based on this. And you can see the synergy he gives to the team is amazing. First of all, on his own, he is able to use that AoE tense, which is critical, has been a game changer for the Colosseum. He captured everyone, or most of them, right on the start. And after he's able to boost up his own defense by 50%, also decrease the attack of the enemies by 10%, and on the top of that, he is able to bring up the defense percent of your team, providing some sustain here. So an amazing, fantastic buffer, debuffer, and with this reflecting damage ability, is really one of the best, to me, all-rounded unit right now for your Colosseum. And now let's talk about the gods. Those are the unit who are sitting up there in every single team, and this is number one, the future princess. You saw it, she took over in Kira, and she will take over also in Global. She has an amazing kit, 10 enemies, able to increase 30% of death for 5 seconds. She also has this barrier which lasts for 20 seconds and negate damage up to 3 hits, and she can heal back the team for 10%. She can increase her moving speed, regen speed, and normal attack by 20%. And finally, when she's hit, she has 30% chance to deal 30% DPS and heal 2% for the team. So those are amazing passives. Overall, she really kicked out Marina. This is why we saw Marina on the retirement scheme. And here we go, on the top of them all. And I'm including Future Princess right now, because this is just the start for Future Princess. Mia is like 90% of every single team. She is the cornerstone. She's a strong and the strongest healer in the game right now. And other healing abilities I'm not gonna get through, but just something. She removes negative effects on normal attacks. And this is a little detail, but this is why it makes her so strong. All those debuff going on with Nari, with, decrease the defense or decrease the attack. This is just a fantastic additional into the kit. And also she can boost the party critical chance by 20%. So among them all, she's the most predominant hero currently right now in the game. She brings that sustain, and she's just amazing. And of course, Future Princess and Mia both together are becoming the new wall in Colosseum. Now to finish, this is the meta shift alert, and to counter that Mia big trend, this is Bianca, the critical buffer, for several reasons. Number one, of course, she's water. Mia is fire, but nonetheless, the critical buff balance which is going to happen is gonna increase slightly a party buff. She fits as well perfectly in the Nari team because Nari increased the range attack and Bianca deals range damage. So on the top of that, this is also a fantastic profile, a hybrid profile between tank and a little bit of DPS here because she can increase her own defense by 50%. When she's hit, she increases attack by 30% and decrease enemy attack by 30% as well. And on the top of the cake, she has also that sustain. She can restore her own HP by 10% of the damage deal with a weapon. And here, a big shout to Robin, my guildmate here on Natoji's Clan on the Asian server, for sharing his care account. You can see on the Korean account, this is first the staple of the duo. Both Future Princess and Mia, on most of the top teams, rising step by step. And the second option, which is either Nari and Bianca, which synergize perfectly together. All players are still using, of course, the strong Ogma and Barry. And of course, they are still those classic from the current meta without any Future Princess, like the fifth team here. The Barry, Ogma, Mia, Nari were still performing very well. But as we are going to step by step see more of that duo of Future Princess and Mia, we can see more of that Bianca, of that critical buffer into it. And potentially we spoke about Lupina, another critical buffer that can deal some damage, for example, to Nari, or Tina, who is also able to counter Bianca, could make a little comeback there. So this is it for today, guys. Please let me know what is your opinion in the comment section below. What do you think is coming up? I thank you all for watching, and if you like that video, please smash that button. Also, if you are new to the channel, feel free to subscribe and turn on your notification. It will be very encouraging. We are close to reach 500 subscribers. It will be amazing. I thank you all once again. I wish you all to be safe, to be well, and until the next. Cheers.